I'm gonna define my success based on my happiness, on my satisfaction, and not on my bank account. It's easier to do good things when we are happy. Don't think that you are unsuccessful because you didn't accomplish what other people are saying to you that you have to accomplish. Friday. An early, light workout at the gym, greeted by the sun that decided to shine a little over Toronto at the tail end of autumn. Let's brew some coffee and get the day started. Good morning and welcome to my Friday. Welcome to my vlog. What a great week I had. I feel so good. I feel so grateful actually, because if you are new here, nice to meet you. I am Luciana Couto, a health coach and wellness influencer. I like to inspire you to live a healthy lifestyle. But if you already know me, if you already watched one of my latest vlogs, you know that I was recovering from a back injury and I feel so great. Today I was able to do hip thrusts. Oh my god. Yes, I'm happy for a hip thrust. Yeah, my plans for today is to plan for next year. 2025 is around the corner and I still have to figure it out. I don't have to figure it out, but I have to organize my thoughts, I would say. And I'm gonna bring you with me in this process. So actually, let's do it together. Get your planner, your calendar, your computer, your notebook, whatever you want, and let's plan the best year of our lives together. Let's go. Welcome to my ugly planning for 2025. I call it ugly because it's not about creating a pretty, visually appealing page. Later on, I might make a polished version to highlight the key points of my planning in a way that motivates me, but this first step is all about process, not aesthetics. For this initial phase, I sketched out the number 2024 in my journal. Large and bold, because I wanted to slow the process down. Coloring sometimes is one of the best exercises for introspection, and that's exactly what I needed. As I filled in the numbers, I let my mind relax and wander around the central question I had in mind. What was worth it? And what wasn't in the year that just passed? If I had focused on creating something aesthetically pleasing from the start, my mind would have been distracted by the need to balance appearance with answering that question. I began writing, still without worrying about how it looked, placing the negatives on the left and gradually moving toward the most positive experience on the right. Unsurprisingly, the death of my dog was the hardest experience of 2024. There was no need to think twice about that. On the same side, I placed my back injury, which was a significant setback toward the end of the year. I also included travel plans that fell through and transactional relationships, something I was sadly aware of, but came to see with much greater clarity this year, leaving me a little more pessimistic about human connections. As I wrote further to the right, the experience became less negative, eventually leading to the positive moments on the farthest side. 2024 was undoubtedly the year when I didn't just discover my worth, I finally recognized it. I earned my registered yoga teacher 500 certification, incorporated my business, traveled, wrote a novel, and, as the cherry on top, became a Canadian citizen. The result of this exercise? It looks ugly, but the process was exactly what I needed to achieve the clarity I sought for this page. You don't have to do exactly what I did. Just find a way to relax your mind so you can focus on answering one simple question. What was worth it in 2024? Write down everything that comes to mind without worrying about aesthetics. When we got caught up in balance, neat handwriting, or composition, we often sacrifice the deeper connection with ourselves. I know this approach of looking to the past to plan the future is not new. I know most of people, they do that. But the thing is, this year was a year of a lot of soul searching, a lot of even discoveries, I would say, self-discovery. And one of the things that I decided to do different this year is how I'm gonna grade, or how I'm gonna evaluate what is good and what is bad, what worked and what didn't work. Because usually we look to those things with more objective measurement. And yes, I believe I'm talking about money here, especially people like me who has a small business and always like trying to survive in this world with your small business. We have to optimize our resources, and I think that the most important resources we have most of the times is our own work. We are always trying to find first those areas where we got around a lot of return, and if possible with minimal effort. Here comes the Pareto principle, right? We are always looking for those 20% of action that brought 80% of the results, which is great, which works amazing when we are talking about business, when we are talking about making money or making even more money, right? But as I said, this year I've been more introspective. I've been more, trying to find a balance in my life, trying to find my true happiness. And I realized that, of course, I need money. Of course, I love money. I love money. Everybody. I always believed that I loved money because I always wanted money. But then I came to this conclusion that maybe I don't love money. I love what money brings to me, which is quality of life, at least for me. Of course, I like nice things, but I wouldn't say I'm extremely materialistic in that regard. I'm a hoarder sometimes, especially for stationery. But what I'm trying to say is I always seek experience. I'm more interested in experience than material things. I was always like that. So I always love money, quote unquote, because money helped me to achieve those experiences. And this year I've been thinking a lot about money, about hustling, about making more money, and I had this idea to have another approach for next year. Instead of find the areas where brought me more money, I'm gonna try to find the areas that brought me more joy, that made me happier. Because in a sense, as a health coach, I always say that sometimes we are always seeking to be more productive, to make our minds work better, and we forget that everything is related and we need healthy bodies to be able to have a healthy mind, and otherwise, of course. So I was thinking, how can I say I make money? How can I say I am a wealthy person if something is off inside me? If something is not aligned to my values, if something, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, a lot of soul search this year. What I'm trying to say is, I believe if I seek happiness, money will come either way. I'm not seeking to be a billionaire here, but I do believe that if I chase happiness, I'll be able to earn enough money to make me happy. And of course, the amount of money for everybody that makes them happy is different. But I believe for me, if I pursue happiness, I'm gonna make more money to be happy. Summarizing, my priority is to find those activities that brought me more joy, results, but results in more in a sense like accomplishments, especially because for the last months I've been writing more, I've been producing more content, and those things make me so happy. When I'm editing a video, when I'm writing, I come to this state, this bubble, and I don't care about anything else outside that bubble. I get to this state of mind where I'm totally focused and I'm totally happy. There is no social media in there, there is no noise, there is no judgment, there is no worries, and I want to be in that place more often this next year. So that's why I'm telling you that. Just to be clear, I'm not saying that I'm not gonna pursue money. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna make money in 2025. It's just that I'm gonna try to define success based on my satisfaction, on my happiness. That's it. I think that's the statement. I'm gonna define my success based on my happiness, on my satisfaction, and not on my bank account. Once I had my reflections on 2024, I repeated the same ugly process for 2025. Moving toward the right, I wrote down what mattered most for the year ahead. Saying no more often, stopping content creation for social media platforms that don't align with my values, leaving toxic environments or spaces that don't foster growth, spending more time in nature, reading more. Who doesn't have that on their list, right? Producing more videos, visiting more coffee shops, running my first marathon, being bolder, and my biggest priority, telling more stories. So here's to 2025, an intentional, imperfect plan to create a meaningful year. Just to clarify it, when I say I'm gonna focus on be happy because I believe happiness is gonna bring me money, I'm not saying that something magical is gonna happen, like the universe is gonna see that, yeah, she is happy, therefore I'm gonna send her a lot of money. I'm just saying, when we are happy, besides being a better person to the world, like doing the good, it's easier to do good things when we are happy. There's no question in that. Besides that, we are more authentic, we are more secure, we are more confident. Therefore, we work better, we produce more, and what we produce has more value to people. People can see it, people can feel it. It's so much rewarding, it's so much welcoming to work with someone that is happy than someone that is, unhappy. And let's define happiness here. Let's not define, because that's a complex concept. Let me explain you what I think it would be happiness for me. For me, happiness is a place of contentment, but not resignation. I would say it's when we are happy with what we are, we know our value, we know our worth, we know that we can do good things to the world, we trust in our work, in everything we do, but at the same time, we still know that there are a lot of other things to be conquered, and we are working hard towards those things. So that would be happiness for me. Happiness is being able to wake up every day knowing that I'm gonna do what I like to do, that I like my work, I love my husband, I love the life we built here, I love our home, I love the time we spend together, I love all the experience we built together. What more I would want for life? If I have the money to support all of those things, what more? So I believe when I am happy, I perform better, I work better, I make better contents for you guys, I can be a better coach for my clients. Therefore, that will bring me more money. It's inevitable. You know that I don't like to tell you what to do. I like to inspire you. I open my house, I open my life to you so you can see my experience and learn from them. So I'm not gonna tell you that you should do the same, but if you wanna do the same this next year, be my guest. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you expect for the next year for you, because it would be interesting to see other people trying to do the same, and by the end of 2025 we can sit together and see what happened. In the afternoon, I baked my traditional protein cookies, a staple in our house. You can find the full recipe at lucianawellness.com/cookies. But it's basically half cup of peanut butter, 2/3 cup of erythritol, half cup of protein powder, and 100 grams of chocolate chips. Oh, and I almost forgot a pinch of cinnamon for that special touch. Count 13 minutes. Bake for 13 minutes at 450 Fahrenheit and they are done. This time though, they turned out a bit crumbly. They are usually firmer, but hey, that's life, right? Not even following a recipe we know by heart guarantees the outcome we want. I was thinking and I just realized I have to acknowledge my privilege, because it is a privilege what I'm doing. I acknowledge that, I'm grateful for that. I don't want to come across like some insensitive person or some alienated person. I just want to say that I acknowledge that, especially because I know what it is to be struggling. I come from a third world country, from a poor background. I grew up poor, in a poor family. I had to work a lot in my life. I had to endure a lot of unfair things in my life because of my position, because I didn't have a name, I didn't have money, I didn't have a powerful family. So life was pretty hard for me back then. So I acknowledge that. What I'm trying to say here is, I don't think that everybody should do it, oh yeah, let's forget about making money and just be happy. It's not what it is about. It's just about trying to find what makes more sense for you, and not just accept what people tell you what success is. Just like that. Don't think that you are unsuccessful because you didn't accomplish what other people are saying to you that you have to accomplish. If you feel grateful for your life, if you build a beautiful family, or if you are happy by yourself with your life, whatever happiness means to you, you should pursue it, and you should be grateful for it. You should be proud of the happiness you built, because I believe happiness has to be built, to be honest. So that is it. I just want to invite you to open your mind to redefine success in life. That's it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't work or you shouldn't do what you need to do to provide for your family, for example. But even when you are struggling to decide what should you do, of course we have to think about paying our bills, but don't forget other things that are important in life, like time with family, building good memories, being happy overall. Our Friday date night was at the aquarium. Every second Friday of the month, the Toronto Aquarium hosts a live jazz night where you can enjoy some music while visiting the fish. The food could definitely have been better. Let's just say pizza and bread from a fast food joint aren't exactly what I imagine when I think of a romantic jazz-filled evening with my husband. But the cocktail bar was actually a great touch. No, I don't just say that because the drinks are colorful and come with adorable gummy animals. Let's be real though, when you are in an aquarium, the main thing to do is admire the fish. And with our drinks in hand, that's exactly what we did. It's fascinating to feel immersed in water that tricks our eyes, appearing as if it stretches into infinity, or at least as vast as the world's oceans. We forget that we are inside tanks right in the heart of the most urbanized area in Canada. At the same time, we appreciate the opportunity to be mere spectators of a world we don't take part in. From our dry, oxygen-rich world, we can marvel at the variety of aquatic life and their interactions. There are big fish, small fish, shoals, loners, and those that live in symbiosis. And in that moment, we realize that the difference between us might just be the presence or absence of water. We are all somehow swimming constantly from here to there, trying to find meaning in our own tank. Sometimes we envy the sharks, who seem to rule the waters, so confident and intimidating, never stopping for a second, because if they did, they would die. If we are small fish, we can live in symbiosis with the shark, a scientific term for what in our society we could call a transactional relationship. Some fish group together in shoals to feel safer. While they may look stunning, moving in mesmerizing synchronicity, they become dull and insecure when isolated. The stingrays are perhaps the most entertaining. They are massive, yet they swim with the grace of dancers. And when they seem to smile at us from across the tank, they give us a sense of instant connection. In special tanks are the jellyfish. In times when we cover our homes and spaces with LED lights to create a touch of fantasy in our realities, seeing animals that glow naturally is a magical experience. What is even more impressive is realizing that jellyfish are special because they are made up of something as simple as water. Walking through the aquarium made me reflect on my plans for the year ahead. How do we navigate waters that seem endless, yet are not? Waters where everyone appears to be swimming confident toward a destination they don't even know. Some swim with power, but until exhaustion. Some form alliances to survive, while others blend in to find their identity, losing their originality in the process. There are the hedonists who dance through life, content to smile and numb themselves with the beauty around them. Perhaps a beauty not unlike that of the jellyfish. colorful, luminous, and impressive, yet essentially empty. And at the far end of the aquarium, just steps away from the gift shop, we find the axolotl. There, isolated in its small tank, it stands out because it's so different from the other creatures in the aquarium. It's in the water, so it swims, but it has legs and impressive 4 fingers. With its wide-eyed expression, it seems as curious about your presence as you are about its. It's different, it's intriguing, and it's certainly unsettling. Perhaps its presence in the aquarium is justified because it survives in the water, but as an amphibian, it has the ability to metamorphose and adapt to life on land if it senses it has a better chance of surviving there. Looking at this impressive creature made me think. My plan for next year should be to be a little more like an axolotl. I wrote a novel in less than a month. And if you are curious about my process, watch this next video.